I went through discernment before I had any kids, and then deferred for 2 years after I had our little boy, who's now 3. And there is something quite scary about giving your yes to God. But you know, it's actually not just your yes you're giving, but you're giving a yes on behalf of your family. Because for us, my husband's also ordained at the end of his curacy, it's a family call to mission, it's a family call to ministry. And we don't want our little boy just to be dragged along for the ride. We want him to be fully and utterly immersed in that, without it being a detriment, without it being something that he's forced to do. And it's a different balance when they're little. So he's only 3 at the moment. He asks for church nearly every day. He loves church. His best friends are at church. He's a couple of teenagers in our church who he loves to go and see and be with. So that makes it quite easy. But there is a kind of fear, I suppose, as I start curacy about like the balancing being a mum and being a full-time curate, and being able to want to give both of myself to both of those fully. But one thing that's really reassured me, someone told me, when I'm ordained as deacon and when I'm ordained as priest, I'm ordained as a mum who's a deacon and I'm ordained as a mum who's a priest. And that allows me to exercise both parts of my ministry, being a mum and being a deacon, or being a mum and eventually being a priest, to the fullest. And for me that's freeing, because it allows me to do both and be both. But also really wanting to protect him and have church and being part of a church family. It's so much more than a Sunday for us, just having our house open, having people in, being a church plant setting. It is quite messy. And being that somewhere that he thrives, that he's centre of, rather than being dragged along for the ride. So it's always a balance. One that we do not have right most of the time. And I was called to teach and preach the Bible, specifically. But I really didn't want to be ordained. And I think so often other people can see where God's calling you before you can. And the call to ordination, I think, has just been one step at a time saying yes to Jesus.